Wikispeed, Lynnwood, Washington, September 20th, 2015. I'm here with Troy and Rob.
Hello.
And what we have been doing today is, let's look over at the done column. We cleaned the windshield frame and glass, lined it up, and followed directions on the urethane adhesive. The urethane adhesive said use a two-step system with a glass primer that we didn't have, and in fact the parts store nearby, the O'Reillys, didn't carry it. So we ended up mixing up epoxy, which has the right level of flex to, we think, be successful. So we cleaned both sides of the glass and the aluminum, and then we mixed epoxy. Rob Huggins mixed it actually, and then Rob and Troy spread the bead around, and we clamped it just so it doesn't float out of place, but really its own weight is applying a seal, making that dry. Then Rob and Troy cut this 48-inch wide piece of aluminum as the crossbar top for our windshield frame, and they've just completed cutting the A-pillars that attach here and here. Let's go take a look at those. Here are our A-pillars with the correct matching angles mitered on each end. And these were mitered using this Harbor Freight saw. Thanks for sweeping up the aluminum shavings, there's plenty of them. And to accomplish this, the clamp had to be taken apart, and then with large C-clamps, the clamp was put in the correct place. Now while that happened, I started assembling the V31 rear suspension. I got the rear gussets attached, and I assembled two rear knuckles, and my little baby daughter Senna actually helped me tighten two of the bolts, which was adorable because she's only 17 months old. So here's the rear knuckle. I bolted the hub carrier to the knuckle, and then I found our rotors in our rotor bin, our brake rotors or brake discs, and then pulled out the rear brake calipers. They're from a 2006 Honda Civic EX, and then measured for the bolt that we need, which is M10 by 1.25 thread, and we need 45 millimeters in length to fit with a washer on the back. And then a stack of washers here as a spacer, and then it'll thread into the caliper itself. Then those will be attached and ready to attach to our A-arms and then onto the plates. And I believe that's what we got done today. Did we do anything else?
I think that's it.
If we did, there was something small. Okay, Huggins, tips for someone trying to accomplish what you did today at a shop somewhere in the world.
You know, that's a really good question to ask. I don't think I can actually think of any useful tips. Just make sure your setup is good and rigid, but you may have to improvise to get the correct angles.
Yeah, you guys used multiple clamps. Now Troy, when he was measuring these guys, we measured along one face, the longer face, and then the other face, the shorter face, to back into the mitered angle, and scribed a line across both faces and lined it up. Troy, if someone were doing this work somewhere in the world, what tip would you give them to help them get it done with quality?
I will steal a ruler and put in market, and then I use a paper cut.
Razor blade.
Yeah, razor blade. So yeah, it will have a really visible line, so you can see it. Like really, yeah.
Let's show
highlighted from the permanent markers.
Yeah, the precise line of the razor. Let's see if I can get the light to hit it. There. Makes it stand out by putting the Sharpie on first, waiting till it dries, and then scribing the line on top. Just like bluing would, but in our case we just used a Sharpie. Yeah. Awesome. Any other tips?
Yeah, and that's it. And put it on the cutting machine. Yeah.
All right, I'll update the backlog with the rest of the points we burned down. Thanks, guys.